All right. nitr0 set to return to Counter-Strike. Wow, Ryan. Who would have thought this was coming? Honest to God, though, this reaction is like kind of shit because, like I said, when I was pugging with Nick, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, he was mentioning that he was down to come back, that he wanted to. He wasn't like hiding it. So as much as I've been giving Ryan grief that this is just a bun with no burger, that is kind of how this feels right now. But for the reaction's sake and just talking about it, Ryan already said in chat that he's not going to Liquid. I got the logs. So he's not going to Liquid. And let's just go with that. So they're out. I know he's part of M80, but I actually think it'd be bad for him and bad for them if he goes to M80. Short version, they already have an IGL. They just lost Giga Chad's star rifler. You don't want to bring in vet IGL where you already have an IGL and like don't really like it just doesn't make sense. Then complexity, there's no way. At one, I don't think they're going to be buying out anybody. And two, and most importantly, JT should not be going anywhere on that team. And then we're getting into like, okay, if it's not Cole, it's not Liquid. I'm looking at, it's not M80. I'm thinking it's Energy or Nouns because those ones actually, like, those are the bigger teams that are salaried, actually could provide funding. Oh, there's the flute. Something that people aren't considering either is Adren is coaching Nouns. And Nouns has been getting second place in every tournament and qualifier and missing every single event by basically one game. They are in the final, and usually what's worse is they're coming from like upper bracket. So to me, that one makes the most sense on paper. But then the other option would be obviously Energy as well. And then here's the quote from nitr0. Valorant was not what I expected to be, and I didn't see a future for myself. CS is home with the lack of IGLs and NA. This is where I belong. I still have a lot to offer NACS, and I can't wait to give CS2 everything I have. Definitely think nitr0 went over there, played some Valorant, saw how the game is developed, and was like, I'm going to head out. Mostly, not saying Valorant is like in a terrible spot, but I think for a lot of the Counter-Strike heads that have been playing Valorant, if they're not literally in the tier 1 circle right now, like the very up and up, I feel like a lot of them are on the, oh shit, this ain't too hot right now. I think it's just there's just a lot of shit in that game right now. I feel like he went in there, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna just go back to CS. So yeah, I think to me, the likely options here, and this is just me purely guessing and trying to like use some logic. I think Nouns and Energy would make a lot of sense for him. I think both teams have good pieces on the roster that he could potentially get more out of. One, and two, just kind of steer the ship. Like they're good team. Like, well, good teams. They're not good teams, right? They should be good teams on paper, but they're struggling. And somebody like nitr0, I feel like just brings so much stability to teams. And I could see both those being like insanely good options for both of them.